What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to talk about fall food plot timing, and the timing is very critical when you plant these species of plants for the fall, for the hunting season. And there's a huge trend going on right now where people are planting these food plots way too early, and it's a huge concern to them now of what herbicide to use when it, to kill these weeds when they've, the fall food plot has already established. I've been planting food plots for 25 years. Never, ever, ever, ever have I ever had to spray a fall food plot, existing fall food plot for weeds. A plot that's already grown and established. It's not a concern because there's a proper timing when it comes to planting these fall food plots. And, there's two main concerns here. One, or issues I should say. One is when you plant a fall food plot way too early in the summer. I see guys planting in June and early July, these fall food plots, whether it's brassicas, grains, whatever it may be. It's a huge issue. The past 2 years, all I see on Facebook is, what can I spray in my fall food plot to kill the weeds? That's never been an issue that I've seen in the past years, except for the past 2 years. What do I spray in my fall food plot to kill it? It's never an issue. So there's a huge problem going on here when it comes to this. And number one is, like I said, planting the food plot way too early. There's no need to plant brassicas in June and early July, even mid-July, for a fall food plot. These food plots, there is a correct timing for these. Number two is not controlling the weeds prior to your planting. So if you're letting these plots go, not worrying about weeds prior to planting is an issue. A lot of times, social media guys have brainwashed a lot of these guys, man. I'm sorry to say, but they have brainwashed you into, planting these food plots way too early, or, whatever it is. But it's an issue. So what do we do about it? Okay, so leading into your fall food plot, you should always have something green and growing in your food plot. So leaving, bare ground is not cool, not a good idea. So we need to have some sort of cover crop in there leading up to your fall food plots, whether you're planting buckwheat, maybe you're planting oats, to prevent these weeds, or an annual clover, whatever it is. But you need to have some sort of weed control in there. Whether you're spraying, just you're killing the weeds prior to planting, but you need to have some sort of weed control in there. When it goes to planting fall, food plots, let's start with brassicas. Brassicas need to be planted roughly 50 to 60 days before your frost. Okay, when is that? Well, in my area, Pennsylvania, Maryland, somewhere third, fourth week of October is our first frost average. So you live in your area, when that timing is, but back that frost date up 50 to 60 days, that's when you plant your brassica food plot. Very simple. Don't go by the tag on the bag of seed that you're buying. Don't go by somebody on social media that's telling you to plant in June, July, because they like to take the huge pictures and put them on social media. The giant bulbs, deer aren't eating them things. They like the young, tender ones, right? So yeah, you can manipulate plant maturity by the dates that you plant. So if you want a later season attraction in December, January for the bulbs, yeah, okay, you can plant a little bit earlier, right? Or, earlier in the summer to have those bulbs for later in the season. But if you want the early season bow attraction, you plant later into the summer. You can manipulate those plant maturities by the date that you plant. But there's no need to plant in June for a fall food plot. That is insane. It's a mistake that's going on social media right now. So again, brassicas, back that frost date up. Whenever that frost date is, back it up max 60 days. Plant your food plot, okay? That's going to get you good maturity, good attraction during, the fall when you need it. If you're planting wheat, oats, rye, okay? Those are your grains. I love planting grains. Get you through many months of the season for an attraction. Those need to be planted roughly 30 to 40 days, before your frost. So maybe early September, mid-September, end of September would be the latest, but that'll give you a good attraction. If you're planting grains in June and July, early August, that's no good because they're going to mature. There's so much natural browse out there that the deer can still consume. So they're going to leave the grains dormant. They're not going to touch them. And then all of a sudden they're growing. They get to a point where they're woody and stemmy and the deer don't consume them. So you want to plant them in September to where they're constantly, growing young, tender, because the deer, a lot of all the, browse is going dormant, so they're continuing to eat it. So it's continue growing, producing high quality, forage. So use that as into consideration when it comes to this. There's so much misinformation on the internet, guys. People are getting brainwashed with this. The past 2 years, like I said, it's a huge issue now where all of a sudden we're seeing this trend. I get these questions daily on social media. Dave, what can I spray on my brassicas? I'm like, what are you talking about? Why is this an issue? Stop planting so early into the summer. We're already spraying too many chemicals as it is, right? But now all of a sudden it's an issue of fall food plots. Why? You're planting too early. You're lollygagging around and you're not controlling weeds, and it's a rush, to get these crops in the ground, and it's a mistake, guys. Stop doing it, and you'll have better food plots. I'm telling you, back that frost date up 60 days before your frost for brassicas, 30 to 40 days for your grains. Trust me, you'll have way better results, guys. Any questions, comment down below.